It's Katie Clancy, Chief House Hawker at the Cape House at William Ravis, and this is our September market update. So happy September. We're having second summer, so says the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, which I think is great. I hope that we do have a second summer and we keep some of this economic stuff going here on the summer, during the summer season, going into the fall. Anyway, everybody wants to know what's happening with real estate now. It's been a wild ride. So let's talk about that for a minute. Hang on, let's get my face out of here for a second and go to our stats. All right, I'm actually going to get my face all the way out because you want to see what's going on here. So this is for all of Barnstable County, all of like single family homes and condos. This is looking at price, median sales price. And as you can see over here, it has spiked. It was going up anyway at the beginning of the year. First quarter, we were doing all right, leveled off a little bit. And this is right here, is just sort of gradually going up. And then values went shebang. Sell prices went shebang, and now values are following because everybody wants to be here. So let's look at homes for sale. This is kind of a sad one. So this is over, like I said, over the course of the past year, and it's really not looking good. If we look at new homes coming on the market, new listings, that has leveled out as well. We're really hurting for inventory. Look at this. So this is just over the course of a year. Look at what's at the pattern over the past 5 years. It has its ebbs and flows. It's always lowest in, December, January. We're usually highest in August, September. This is where the peak is. September, October, peak. Look where we are. We're in the dumps. We are not doing that great for inventory, and that's a problem. I'll show you what it is doing to our pending sales. So pending sales spiked right here between April and June and has come down and has leveled off, not because people don't want to buy houses here. It's because there's nothing to buy, or there's very little to buy. So what are the implications of that? What is going to happen next? Well, I don't know. I mean, this whole thing was driven by a few things. One, we had our normal spring market was interrupted by lockdown. Two, interest rates went under 3% for the first time in 50 years. So it was a rush for people to buy houses all over the country. And three, places like resort and second home places like Cape Cod became extremely popular for people because they, more than anything, needed a happy place, and they didn't have to be near work because of remote work. And that is continuing. We're seeing remote work continue into the middle of next year officially for some pretty major companies. So people are making these decisions. And I think this is a great prediction, is that this is going to change the way we work forever. This is going to change traditional setups for working, how much you're going to be on site, how much you can do remotely, etc. I think we're going to see that, and that's going to affect what happens in our real estate, where people live. They live where they have to live, usually, not where they want to live. So we're going to have more and more people, I think, that demand for the Cape continue. With the election coming up, we may see people slow down. Certainly, I don't anticipate much more coming on for inventory. We'll see some. I'm definitely seeing some coming on, just sort of end of the summer, like bloop. But I think you're going to see people still kind of sitting on their hands a little bit until after the election, regardless of which way it goes. People just sort of kind of tread water a little bit right before an election. So I predict the end of the year, we're going to see a little bit more come on. When, Katie, will it be safe to come out as a buyer again? Well, actually, there are opportunities right now for buyers. The properties that are going like crazy, that are super competitive, they're going over asking, are the properties that need work or otherwise have some little issue on the whether on a kind of a main road or weird topography on the house. If it needs work, that's the house you want to go for. Those are the houses that people are just kind of stepping by because they just are so focused on getting that happy place. They just don't have room in their psyche to redo a kitchen or a roof or whatever it is it needs. So that's where the opportunity is for buyers right now, is to find those houses that aren't perfect and with things that can be changed and change them yourself. Not only will you get a better deal in this market, you will build equity dramatically and quickly doing that. But if you can be patient, I think that the time for buyers is going to be, and I think it's going to be we have this little window left between now where we still got all this uneasiness and people are stressed out and they really want a happy place and blah, 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 blah. And the time when we get at least see the light at the end of the tunnel for an effective vaccine or effective therapeutics that make coronavirus less deadly, so that it's less scary and people are not as anxious about it. The anxiety is what's driving people to buy down here. Part of what's driving people to buy down right now. So I predict that, so it'll be post-election. We'll see a few more people putting their houses on the market, and that will be the time. So we're talking like holidays. Holiday time is not usually a busy time for people to be buying real estate. I'm telling you right now, get ready. Shop for your turkey and for your house at the same time, because that is where I think we're going to see the opportunity, because after the first of the year, I would say after the first quarter, we're going to be close to the end of Corona. And so some of this real intense buying and activity stuff is going to settle down a little bit. We may even see prices settle, but I can't even say that. I just think there's going to be a nice window of opportunity between November and March, I would say, on the wide side for buying. Sellers, I think you guys are going to be in the driver's seat for a long time. Let's look at that. This is kind of interesting. So if you look at months of supply, so 6 months or more, my head's not in the way. 6 months or more supply, that is a buyer's market. We have not seen a buyer's market since October 2016. Sellers, you have been in the driver's seat for 4 years, and I believe you will continue to be there for the foreseeable future. So sellers, you put it on whenever you want to put it on. There's going to be a buyer for it. And if you do it now, they're going to pay a lot of money for it. I don't know if it'll be the same next year, but you'll still sell it. So there's that. So what else do you want to know? There's a lot to know. If there's anything else that I can tell you for any of those details or any of those graphs or charts or stats that we can send them right to you. You can play with them yourselves. Come and check us out at thecapehouseteam.com.